I'm Vipanchi. So I'm going to give a demo on the assignment. So here we can see that we can fill out the patient ID, name and age. So once we do that, we can select the sex of the person, either male or female. And then once that is done, initially we'll see an empty graph with no data points and no line graph. And once we run the project, we can see that there'll be 10 data points at one frame and the graph keeps moving to the right. So as the data points are randomly generated, the graph keeps forming and we can see on the x-axis that the points keep increasing. When we click run multiple times, it doesn't affect the graph because that has been handled. Once we click stop, the graph is cleared out and there are no data points. And even if we click stop multiple times, nothing really happens. So this was the demo of the assignment.
My name is Nguyen and my UI component is to design a graph to show on the screen. Firstly, we can see in the layout I use the graph field library to design the graph with the ID and the position of the graph. And we can see the graph will show in this position on the screen. In the code, firstly, we have to do some declaration like the graph variable with the ID taking from the graph, and do some more declaration like the set the range of the y value and use the line graph series to design the line chart. We interact with the UI through the append data function from the libraries. We use this function to insert the new data point to the graph with the three parameters. The data point with the x and y value. We set the false boolean to this parameter for application to move the graph to the latest data point automatically. And the last parameter is the large number of data points shown on the screen, and the older data point will be removed. And I choose this library to do in this assignment because it is available on the internet and it's very easy to use. Moreover, we can also do all the type of graph like a pie chart or bar chart in this.
My name is Efren Lopez Morales, and the UI elements that I coded and designed were the patient ID text view, patient name text view, age text view, female radio button, and male radio button. And so the functionality of these UI elements is still not implemented because we will do that in the assignment 2, I believe, as told by professor. However, I did implement the layout as you can see here. And yeah, so I did it this way because that's how it is shown in the assignment screenshot that Professor Banerjee gave us.
My name is Mario and I'll be explaining the run functionality. On the onCreate function, we are instantiating and setting an onClick listener for the run start button. When button start is set to true, the user can click run and the actual functionality will begin. If false, no matter how many times the user clicks it, nothing will occur. When the user clicks on the button, button start stop is set to true, then button start is set to false, and the function start graph is started. In start graph, we add the series object to the graph view, and then we have two threads. We have the main thread which changes the UI, and then we have another thread which implements the runnable interface and its method run. It starts the thread by creating an instance of thread. It passes the runnable instance which has the function add entry and calls start on it. We are using run on UI thread because it will update your UI from the background thread. This thread will call the add entry function, which adds 10 points to the viewpoint while scrolling to the right. Because button start stop is set to true on the onClick listener, it will run infinitely until the stop button is clicked.
I'm Vipanchi and I'm going to talk about the stop button. So the stop button, I have called the function called set on click listener. So when the stop button is clicked, this is the step. These are the steps that will occur. So we call the on click function and we set the button start stop as false, and this is done so that multiple clicks are handled, and the button start is set to true, and the stop graph function is called. The stop graph function, what it does is it takes a variable graph and it calls the graph through its id, and then what we do is we do graph.remove all cds. So this clears out the graph and it just gives the layout of the graph. There's nothing on the graph, all the data points are removed. So this is what the stop functionality does.